registrar one down in the car park. An official complaint from his wife about bullying. The press are all over this like a rash. We need to contain it.
I'm not going to resign.
Connie, see sense. You've even lost the support of your senior medical team.
No, I don't accept that.
Professor Khan has asked to present their case to the Board of Trustees. But don't put yourself through this. Resign and keep your reputation intact.
I've never quit anything in my life. I don't intend to start now. I will see you at the board meeting.
Well, I'm sorry I had to end like this.
But I
In rehab. Tell me about it.
Mr. Farr, why aren't you in bed?
Is that enough, babe?
Would you please get into bed? Take off the jewelry and the boots, please.
Yeah. Guard that with your life. Do you know, Lou Reed once said, your soul is in what you wear.
Yes, well, unfortunately, Lou Reed is not the one with the heart problem.
I didn't think it was that serious.
I suspect your husband's suffering from an aortic stenosis. Valve in your heart isn't working properly, Mr. Farr. Blood's not getting to your brain. That's why you had a blackout.
Can you fix it?
Well, we'll run some tests. Let's see if we can get you booked in for next week. Chrissy, can we do an echo and...
Prep him for an angiogram as soon as possible. I have a full day today. You never told me you used to be about.
Stories I couldn't tell.
So, I don't know.
Why are you doing this?
Professor Khan. Got a spare moment, please?
You know why. Mr. Beecham.
I understand you're making a presentation to the board at the EGM. I would like a copy before the meeting. I assume you've circulated it.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
It's okay, don't apologise. All's fair in war. And love. These are for you.
He doesn't know, but the flights and everything are booked. It's a surprise holiday. I mean, can't he just have this up when we get back?
A valve replacement may not be a major procedure, Mrs. Fell, but neither is it something you can just fit in when you've got the time. Mrs. Fell's concerned about the date of her husband's operation.
Look, I'm taking him to Benidorm. It's a surprise.
I'm Mrs. Fell. Chrissy?
Is this one of Ron's jokes? Because if it is, I'm not finding it very funny.
Do you see me laughing? Who are you?
I'm his wife.
Oh, really? Ladies, I think we should try and remain calm, yeah?
Speech and there's a man from the Department of Health to see you.
It's our 22nd wedding anniversary next week. We're having a conservatory built.
Chrissy, I'll leave you to this. Trish, if Mr. Farr's wife's been informed why the operation's been brought forward?
Yeah. Chrissy's calmed them both down.
Good. I've phoned Professor Khan. Get him prepped for theatre, please. Excuse me.
Losing the medical director and the chief exec will be a disaster, Peter.
Michael's right. We can't allow that to happen.
Yes, I agree.
I'll be chairing the meeting.
You? I'm not sure that's appropriate.
It wasn't my decision.
I've been asked to facilitate in the chairman's absence. I won't be voting.
2 wives.
2 wives, 2 homes, 2 mortgages. No wonder this guy needs a new heart. BP, please.
It's fine. Minus 60.
Some men just can't be trusted. It's in their genes. Right. I need to remove some calcium from the annulus. Smaller scalpel, and we'll need a mechanical valve.
Good. It's Joanna Hopkins.
Okay, too good. Can we have that valve on standby, please? Yes, Joanna. Sorry. What can I do for you? Okay, I see. It's not a problem, is it?
You have a 55-year-old man on a heart and lung bypass here.
I'll be there. I'll make sure the relevant parties know. Thank you. Board meeting's been brought forward. Valve and 2O suture, please.
Been brought forward? Why?
Well, if you can't get there, I'll be happy to make your apologies.
No. That's fine. There's something I have to do first.
I was going to check out the vending machine.
You ready?
I've eaten a hearty breakfast, if that's what you mean.
Let's not jump to any conclusions, you know. Fat lady and all that. You ready?
Would you give me a moment, please?
Sure.
You come to deliver the coup de grace?
Mrs. Beecham, I have to admit, You have the leadership skills of an 8-year-old with a Kalashnikov.
You have turned getting my resignation into a personal crusade. Now, I've always put the hospital first, and I will stand by that. Can you say the same?
This is not personal. It's professional. Connie, this isn't about you winning or me or any great noble motive. It's about what's best for the hospital. Now, you've stood up for what you believe in, and I don't have to agree with it, but I respect that.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want your gratitude. I won't be coming to the board meeting. I've got something much more pressing I have to deal with, which interests me more than plunging a knife between your shoulder blades.
I just don't understand. I accept there have been some problems, but the press have blown them out of all proportion. I have the greatest confidence that I can bring this hospital back on track.
I'm afraid I don't share that view, Mr. Chairman. The medical director has lost the confidence of her colleagues, and I have to say, myself. I see no alternative but for her to resign.
Yes, well, I think this would be more appropriate discussed in private, so if you wouldn't mind stepping outside for a moment.
I would like to formally table a vote of no confidence in the medical director.
I see. Well, I think it would be best if I abstained from this discussion. Would anyone else like to comment?
Well, I know Professor Khan wanted to say a few words.
Professor Khan isn't here.
No, but he was, and he must have been called away, and I know he feels very strongly about this, so perhaps we could just wait for a few moments.
No. We really can't wait any longer.
Well, I would like my objection to proceeding without Professor Khan to be noted in the minutes, please.
Yes, of course. Peter, you do realise that if you lose this vote, you'll be putting yourself in an untenable position. So, ladies and gentlemen, may we have a show of hands? All those who support the vote of no confidence in our current medical director? So that's 3 to 4. I declare the motion defeated.
In the light of this result, I feel I have no other option but to tender my resignation.
Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I will, of course, serve out my notice.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Well, you'll need cover until you can board for the position.
Well, I think we can cut through some of that red tape by offering the job to Joanna.
If it's for the good of the trust, I don't see how I can refuse.
Well, it's been a difficult meeting, but the trustees have come to a decision. Peter has offered his resignation, and we have regretfully accepted it. Joe has agreed to take on the post of CEO temporarily, and I have agreed to help facilitate the changes. So, if there's no further business, I suggest we retire to the bar.
Congratulations.
Peter, I owe you an explanation.
None needed. I think you've made your position perfectly clear.
Left a little late. Anyone would have thought you enjoyed seeing me suffer.
Well, what do you expect? I'm your husband.